Is there a microphone going around? There's a microphone right there. Do you have the first question? Right in front of you.
Thank you for coming to Poland, first of all.
Thank you for having us.
All of you. I hope you do enjoy your stay here. My question is to Benedict. Well, I'll think of some more.
Sorry, I don't know why that's so funny. But
Kim Cattrall said a few days ago that for her, acting is like flying.
Who said that?
Kim Cattrall.
Okay.
And I wonder what is acting for you, and if you could find any lines of comparison to directing, perhaps.
Yeah.
And producing.
Acting's unlike any other activity for me. It's not really like cruising at 30,000 feet. I'm sure that's not what she meant. She meant it gives you a feeling of freedom, which when it's going well, I completely understand what she means. I concur with that. But I think, it's not really like anything in the sense that it's basically about being present. It's basically about being present in a given set of circumstances with the tactics that your character has to employ to achieve an objective, and it's about doing that with some form of immersion, some form of forgetfulness of what came before, because you are just you're in a present moment of time. So if it's like anything, it's like a sort of slightly Zen poem, it should be, I guess.
It's funny because as you're saying, I was thinking about the instructions that he's given to his daughter. That's almost like we get from an acting coach. Be here. Be strong. Yeah, those are all things that you kind of need to know, aren't they?
Absolutely. And no, I love my job, and I know what Kim means. I mean, it's a real thrill when you hit the sweet spot. But you can't even sit in that for very long, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe it's more like free falling than flying for me. It's just there are good moments and terrifying moments and fantastic, elating moments, and it's an evolving course of likeness to anything else. It's nothing fixed for me.
Do you like the terrifying moments?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, that's why I put myself in positions of doing things I haven't done before, like that, or presenting, I don't know, an award ceremony, or doing things I haven't done, and I don't like to repeat myself too much. So, you do one, and then loads of offers come for the same kind of role, and that's the same with life and the other opportunities that where I'm at the moment are kind of offering me. I like to keep things fresh. So yeah, the fear is a massive drive, actually. Absolutely, I think it is for any performing artist. You have to take risks, and it doesn't always involve, the most extreme risk. But I think in order to kind of keep it fresh, it's really important to kind of galvanize yourself with that.
Another question, maybe something for Adam over here. Yes.
Well, I have a kind of question for everyone here. Maybe it's a bit too straightforward about the plot, but I'm just really captivated by the screenshot when James and Ace are standing, and between them there's this door frame. And I have this feeling that this door frame somehow symbolizes some kind of conflict. And if you could just say something about, simply what went on between these people? Maybe it's a bit straightforward, but...
It's not a door frame, but it is a divide. It's not a door frame to lead into, a question, unlike the place that they appear and disappear from, where James disappears and where Lila appears from. It is a divide. I think it's quite a conscious screen divide, and it's about two people who have come to different places, having been together, and they come back together with that sort of Apache handshake, that competent sign of command, of loyalty, of bondedness, of blood brotherness, of that band of brothers sort of ethos. And without going into too much detail, because, like I said, Patrick's going to write something which will probably flesh the story out. I don't want to spoil it, but I think it doesn't take too much of a genius to work out that there's a military history, and he owes him a massive favour. Basically, he got Wallace out of a huge deal of trouble. Wallace, we sort of decided, was more special ops, and James might have been more of a straightforward commander of a company that had him underneath his wing and was basically trying to protect him. And the heat that Wallace brought got the whole company into trouble. But they knew that he was the prized goal of this company because of his mission, so they kept him alive and sacrificed a lot of the other company in a moment of battle. So that's kind of the little favour. That's the bond. It's that's the thing that joins them. And it's a favour that he's just, he knows it's just there to be called on at any point in time. So I think that divide is about, where they've both gone since, and then the handshake is about the fact that they're back in each other's worlds again.
And the darkness that Patrick was using with the doorway, the one thing he said is that the scariest thing is the unknown. And the more dark you put into it, and the more you make suggestive, is the scariest part, especially for ex-soldiers and that kind of thing. That's where he was going.
There's also this sense too that that obviously Wallace is trying to leave it behind, but James still isn't there. Well, just in the way he disappears. He still is practicing those skills in a very conscious way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very much so, and there is obviously like Patrick touched on, the Jungian thing of shadow selves and something that emerges from the darkness is very potent in the film. These are nocturnal creatures and people who operate undercover, literally. So it's about maintaining a low profile. So that works obviously very well on film when you step into when you're in darkness, and that's played tonally with throughout the film.
So why a Russian again, Nick?
Why not? I did a movie in Russia, in Moscow, and I learned how to swear. So I thought, why not? And ironically, this week we were discussing this, that, as you know, Putin has outlawed swearing in Russia. Any actor that swears will be fined and jailed.
Fuck that shit.
So this could send me to prison.
We'll get it released in Russia as quickly as possible.
Yeah, another question. Where's the microphone? Can we get over here?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess you've got it next. All right.
My question is, what is more demanding to you, being an actor or a producer of A Little Favour?
Who's the question to? No, I'm kidding.
General.
What's more? Yeah, sorry.
Both really, because obviously they're both supporting Patrick. That's why this came about, was to help a friend. So in this instance, both. And we'll see moving forward what that means. The one thing I don't want the company to be is a vehicle for vanity projects for me. I'm obviously I want to do some work, and I want to do the kind of work that I can originate as well. So being a producer or a director potentially is a wonderful way of seeing a project, obviously from inception to completion. And I've never had that journey, so I'm intrigued by what that would involve, and the incredible level of stepping up that would also involve, just the complete work process.
Do you feel restricted by the kinds of offers that are coming your way so far? Are there things that you've ideally wanted to do that haven't been offered you?
I've got very few complaints, I have to say, and that's not me just being sort of polite. I've been stretched and tested along the way, so I'm very, very happy about that. And of course there are certain things that I may or may not pursue, but not good to talk about now necessarily. But yeah, I no regrets about something that hasn't happened. Everything seems to be happening at the moment.
Also, I have to point this out that Benedict he's such a generous man. He's such a cultured, generous spirit, and as a producer, it's wonderful to have somebody on set who
in action.
Who cares? Who if there's a problem, then Benedict will walk up to that problem and ask if people are okay or what.
Oh no, I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, he's so nice.
So I think Benedict's a very good producer. He's obviously a world-class, spectacularly good actor, but he's a very, very good producer, and that's something that that he can be quite proud of. Not that you're not a good producer.
Can I just say very quickly? But Nick's touched on something I care about very much, which is to make the working conditions of crews and actors a much more enjoyable experience. There's always an element of it where it is a job. It's an art form, but it's also a craft. So we do our work and then we go home. We shut off. We have our private life. We have our family life, our friends and family, and that's something separate. But when you come to work knowing that you're all doing it for a good reason, that you're going to be treated with respect and equanimity, and have something that bonds you, not just about the quality of the work, which that can shave off years of your life just doing something because you think it's going to be a good project. Technicians who do work day after day, project after project, don't have the space in their hearts for that unless you give them something that makes the working experience really enjoyable from beginning to end. And so that, I've had a couple of occasions. I've been very spoiled as an actor, as most actors are. But you look around you sometimes at crews doing overtime and think about the children that are waiting at home for them, and you just think, this is wrong. There's another way of doing this. And often that's about not worrying so much about profit margins, about, going, right, well, we'll pay the overtime, or you can have the time off and we'll make up for it on another day. But just being... that matters to me. That does matter to me. So that is a huge part where I want to be producer.
Yeah,
and we did on this. Yeah,
but to do the personal touch, to do the thing where Benedict actually spoke to everybody and everybody, there was no distance. It wasn't the actor, you can't look at him. It's the producer who's here to help, along with the other producers. And I thought that was quite sort of, that was cool.
Yeah, there were obvious crisis meetings that we had to pull when the script wasn't working or something wasn't coming another way. And with Benedict not only having to be in his character of Wallace, but he would have to remove himself from that with having all the makeup and all the prosthetics. But he would be in those meetings, in every meeting, figuring these things out.
Looking like a horror show, yeah.
No, but also because of his relationship with Patrick, he was there all the way, and he's great. We love him.
Do you want to answer to that?
I just agree with what Adam just said.
Well, and on that note of disharmony, let's thank these guys for being here. Thank you guys.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much, Krakow. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, sorry, one more thing, if I may.
Surprise, don't leave yet. Oh, Nick.